What if turning 60 didn't mean slowing down? What if your 70s were full of energy and your 80s were just the beginning of a new kind of freedom? In Japan, it's not rare to find a 92-year-old woman driving herself to the market, preparing her own meals, or tending a garden filled with fresh greens and herbs. She moves with care, but also with confidence. Her eyes are clear, her voice is strong, her life still fully hers. Compare that to the reality many women face in the West after 60. Slower mornings filled with medications, not movement. Doctor visits replacing community visits. A creeping fear of losing independence, with every birthday a reminder of fragility instead of strength. But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if aging could feel like something to grow into, not something to fear? That's the power of the Japanese approach to aging, especially for women. It's not magic. It's not about perfect genetics or expensive treatments. It's about habits, quiet, powerful, consistent habits that nourish the body and soul. And these habits don't begin at 90. They begin after 60, when many of us are told to slow down. In Japan, this is when women often lean into life, walking more, cooking fresh, laughing daily, staying deeply connected. The result? A nation where the average woman lives well into her 80s or 90s, with far fewer chronic illnesses, less medication, and much more independence. In fact, Japan has the highest number of healthy centenarians in the world, and women lead the way. But here's the truth. You don't need to live in Japan to benefit from their wisdom. You can begin today, right where you are, by learning the habits that make such longevity possible. That's exactly what this video will reveal. 5 timeless Japanese habits that keep women strong, sharp, and vibrant well into their 90s. Habits that allow them to say truthfully, "I'm 92 and I still drive." Before we dive into the habits, let's look more closely at the cultural divide. Why do aging and illness seem to go hand in hand in so many Western countries, while in Japan, vitality appears to increase with age? One major factor is mindset. In Japan, growing older is seen as a sign of wisdom, not weakness. Elders are respected, not sidelined. Age is associated with dignity and grace, not decline. This deeply shapes how people care for themselves and how others care for them. Then there's environment. In Japanese homes, especially in rural areas, daily life is designed to encourage movement and mindfulness. People sit on the floor, stand up without support, cook from scratch, and often walk or bike to local markets. Compare this to a Western setup where convenience often replaces movement, remote controls, processed meals, cars for every errand. Diet also plays a key role. The traditional Japanese way of eating is simple, nourishing, and anti-inflammatory, centered around plants, seafood, fermented foods, and small portions. It supports energy, digestion, and brain function long into old age. Lastly, there's social connection. In Japan, especially among older women, community is everything. They form lifelong circles of friendship called moai, groups of support that share meals, joys, griefs, and everyday life. This social glue reduces stress and increases happiness, 2 powerful ingredients in a long, healthy life. In contrast, many Western elders suffer from isolation. Retirement can sometimes mean being put away, in homes, in silence, in loneliness. So yes, aging can be hard, but it doesn't have to look like decline. It can look like dignity, strength, joy, just like in Japan. And the best part? You don't have to do everything, you just have to start. Now, we'll explore the first 3 Japanese habits that make this way of aging possible. Not from theory, but from lived tradition. From women who've done it, and who are still doing it, at 92, behind the wheel, and loving life. Let's begin with the first habit that helps Japanese women stay strong well into their 90s. Natural movement, built into daily life. In Japan, movement isn't something you schedule, it's part of how you live. Instead of gyms and step counters, you'll find gentle actions repeated every day. Squatting to tend the garden, walking to the market, stretching to hang laundry. Most Japanese homes use low tables and floor seating, which means elders are constantly sitting down and standing up, naturally strengthening their legs and balance. And because many live in walkable communities, daily errands become mini exercises that support heart and joint health without feeling like a workout. This is how many Japanese women maintain agility and coordination into their 80s and 90s, with no special equipment, no personal trainer, just life. Now imagine the opposite. In the West, many homes are designed for ease, not movement. Recliners, escalators, remote controls. This lack of natural activity causes muscles to weaken, and once strength is lost, independence fades. But in Japan, the body keeps moving, and that motion, it keeps the spirit moving too. The second habit is just as powerful: simple, seasonal eating, with deep respect for food. Japanese elders don't follow diets, they follow rhythms: what's growing, what's fresh, what their body needs. Most meals include vegetables, a little rice, some fermented foods, and small servings of protein like tofu or fish. They avoid heavy sauces, processed foods, and added sugars, not out of fear but out of tradition. And they eat mindfully. Many follow the Okinawan practice of harahachi-bu, eating until they're 80% full. This protects digestion and reduces chronic inflammation, which is often behind fatigue, joint pain, and even brain fog after 60. In contrast, many Western plates are oversized, rushed, and loaded with processed ingredients that age the body from the inside out. But in Japan, food isn't just fuel, it's care, it's community, it's memory. The third habit is perhaps the most quietly powerful: living with purpose, what the Japanese call ikigai. Ikigai is your reason for getting up in the morning. For many older Japanese women, that might be tending a garden, cooking for family, or leading a local festival. It doesn't have to be grand, it just has to matter to you. This sense of contribution keeps the brain sharp, the heart full, and the spirit resilient, even in hard times. Western retirement often removes this sense of purpose. People are told to rest, to step back, to let others handle it now. But in Japan, purpose grows with age, not away from it. Having something to offer, even a smile or a homemade dish, keeps loneliness and depression at bay. Because when you still feel needed, you still feel alive. The fourth habit is one we often overlook in conversations about health: community, real, everyday connection. In Japan, especially in Okinawa, older women form lifelong support groups called moai. These aren't formal meetings, they're friendships rooted in trust and mutual care. A moai is more than a friend group, it's a lifeline. These women check on each other, cook together, grieve together, and celebrate life's small joys side by side. Studies show that social isolation increases the risk of heart disease, depression, and even early death. But in Japan, community is built into the rhythm of life. Western cultures often emphasize independence, but sometimes at the cost of connection. Many elders live alone, far from family, with few opportunities for deep social ties. In Japan, independence and interdependence coexist. You can live alone and still never feel lonely. The fifth and final habit is subtle but powerful: a slower rhythm of life. In many Japanese towns, especially in the countryside, life moves with the seasons. People pause, they notice, they honor transitions. There's time to sip tea, to arrange flowers, to rest between chores. This slower pace gives the nervous system space to heal, rather than constantly react. This reduces cortisol, improves sleep, and lowers inflammation, all key to healthy aging. Contrast this with the Western lifestyle, where constant busyness is praised, even into retirement. In Japan, stillness is sacred. Moments of silence aren't empty, they're full. This peace of mind is not luxury, it's longevity medicine. Let me tell you about Haruko. She lives in a mountain village outside Kagoshima. She's 92. And yes, she still drives. Every day she drives 12 minutes to the farmer's market. She chooses her vegetables carefully, asks about the fish, and always brings extra pickles for the stall owner's wife. At home, she makes miso soup from scratch. She waters her garden. She calls her sister. And every evening, she writes one sentence in her notebook: "What I'm grateful for today." Haruko doesn't take any medications. She laughs often. She walks without fear. When asked about her health, she shrugs and says, "I never stopped living." So what can we take from this quiet wisdom of Japanese aging? You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. You don't need to move to Japan, grow your own miso, or give up every Western comfort. But you can begin to shift the rhythm of your life, one gentle habit at a time. You can walk more, you can eat slowly, you can take time to breathe between chores, you can find your ikigai, even in something small, a recipe, a grandchild's smile, a flower in bloom. And most importantly, you can remind yourself that aging is not the end of vitality. It's the deepening of it. Because independence, joy, and strength don't vanish with age. In Japan, they grow. So ask yourself today, what's one habit I can try this week? Can I rise and stretch with intention? Can I cook something with both hands and both feet on the floor? Can I make tea and drink it without scrolling, rushing, or planning the next thing? It doesn't take much to shift direction. You've made it this far in life with wisdom and resilience. Now is the time to turn that into vitality, because you deserve to age with joy, with strength, and with dignity. And as they say in Japan, life is long, let it be beautiful. If this message resonated with you, try one habit this week and share it in the comments. We're building a community of women who are aging on their terms, just like Haruko. You're not alone, and it's never too late to begin.